I'd like to call this meeting of the Air Quality Management District to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Director Carr. Director Cruz.
Here.
Director Frost.
Here.
Director Guerra.
Here.
Director Hansen.
Here.
Director Harris.
Here.
Director Kennedy. Director Lee.
Here.
Director McGlashan. Director Natoli.
Here.
Director Peters. Director Cerna.
Here.
Director Starsky.
Here.
Director Terry. We have a quorum.
Would you like to do the statement and then we'll do the
Sure.
pledge? Great.
This meeting of the Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District is cablecast live without interruption on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and AT&T UVerse. This meeting is being closed captioned and will be webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. Today's meeting will be repeated on Monday, October 31st at 8 p.m. on Channel 14. Members of the audience wishing to address the board may fill out a speaker form located on the table at the back of the chambers and give it to the clerk. Please speak into the microphone when addressing the board and state your name for the record. Also, at this time, please silence your cell phones until the conclusion of today's meeting.
Thank you very much. Director Frost, would you like to do the pledge for us?
I sure would. Please
Great.
join me in Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, first item.
The first item is consent calendar, items 1 through 5.
I don't have any members of the public signed up to speak, and I don't see any of the board members wishing to speak. Do I hear a motion? Oh.
Pollution control officer. Yeah, pollution control officer. Talk about item 1 at least.
That was very subtle.
The one thing I wanted to mention, that we've been very busy at the district, but we're very happy that one event occurred over the last week, and I wanted to, myself and Tim Shannon from the Twin Rivers, he's the transportation manager at Twin Rivers, went down and testified on an ARB item at their board meeting, which I will let Supervisor Cerna take over here.
So, thank you, Larry. So last Thursday, as Larry mentioned, ARB had their regular meeting at the San Joaquin Air Pollution Control District, and we had a full agenda, long day. But the good news for this part of the state, this region, and in particular the cities of Elk Grove and Sacramento and County of Sacramento, and our 3 school districts, Elk Grove Unified, Twin Rivers, and Sacramento Unified. The good news is that we unanimously passed appropriation of greenhouse gas reduction funds, approximately $7.5 million, that will be used to match funds that have been assembled by way of our local air quality control district, working with the likes of SMUD and the districts for a total of about, what,
14.5 million, yeah.
14.5 million for 29, the deployment of 29 all-electric school buses that will be deployed next year and in 2018, I believe. It's actually going to happen pretty fast.
Quickly.
And this will be the largest deployment of all-electric school buses anywhere in the nation. So that's something that we at the local level, at this with this body and our staff here at our Air Quality Management District, should be very proud of. I know as a member of the California Air Resources Board, it was a very, very good day for me to be able to make the motion on that. And like I mentioned, unanimous support from my colleagues on the Air Board.
Also, in the same effort, we believe we will get a total of $5 million in Enhanced Fleet Modernization Program funding, FMP. That's a program we'll roll out over the next couple of years. That money will be used to help low-income people go from a dirty, typically dirtier vehicle to a higher technology or alternative transportation mode. We've got some very exciting ideas about how we may get people completely out of vehicles and allow them to use transit as part of this program. So we will be coming back to the board as we get the instructions from ARB as to what we can do and as we negotiate with them about the process to go through this. But they have been trying for a couple of years. There's a program in San Joaquin, a program in South Coast. The Air Resources Board has wanted to expand that, and they wanted to expand it here in Sacramento because of our success in implementing other programs over time. So.
I would be very remiss if I didn't extend my sincerest thanks to you, Larry, and your staff for taking the lead on this and being there at every step to make sure that we had the support ultimately that we needed at the state level to make this happen. So thank you all.
And in that light, I would like to recognize Tim Taylor and his staff in Mobile Sources. They have put unbelievable amounts of time in those two programs, the EFMP and the school bus program. Adding up all the hours to get to the point of getting the money, it's over 2 man-years of effort over a couple of years of everybody involved. So it's extremely intense work. It's very technical. We even had our staffs out at one time with maps measuring the bus routes to ensure that the numbers that we got from the school districts on the routes were correct when we put the application in. So it was all hands on deck a number of times in the staff downstairs, and they've done a great job, and they should be highly commended for the work that they did.
All right, well, on behalf of the board, Tim and team, thank you. Larry, thank you for your work, and Director Cerna, your work at the CARB obviously is paying dividends for the region, so thank you. Did I hear a motion?
Well, since you pulled the item, first of all, congratulations. I'll move item number 1 separately from the rest of consent.
It wasn't pulled, we just spoke on it. Yeah.
Then I'll move the consent.
Second.
All right, we have a move from Director Starsky, a second from Mr. Guerra, a third from Mr. Cruz. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. All right, consent calendar passes.
Okay. Next item is discussion calendar. Item number 6, System Integration Contract Authority Line of Business, and Jamil Moons will present this item.
Good morning, Chair Hansen and board members. My name is Jamil Moons. I'm the Administrative Services Manager with the district. And it's my pleasure this morning to continue our conversation about system integration project at the district. We came to you over a year ago starting this process, and we're back today to ask for some additional authority to continue contracting to keep this project going. So this morning I'm going to just briefly share with you again the vision of this project, give you an update on the different elements. There's 5 key pieces to this. Briefly go over the line of business project, which is why we're here this morning, and then ask for that financial support to execute this agreement. So initially, our vision is to get more web-enabled and to integrate our systems. And in order to do that, we're looking at taking a bunch of disparate systems and consolidating them into what we hope will be finally about 3 databases with perhaps a few tangential databases in the process, where it's all integrated and we can produce the kind of reporting and information and service to the community that we would like. Here's an update on where we are. We recently went live with our new public website, and we are working on our intranet site. Probably within 3 weeks we will have that live internally, as well as some collaboration sites for staff to work more collaboratively together. All of those elements are on one platform. It's called SharePoint. So we came to you last year, got authorization to enter into an agreement with SharePoint, get that implemented. We're very, very pleased with the process. We're very pleased with our new website, and with the additional functionality we're going to have internal to collaborate and work on documents jointly. Excuse me. The agenda management software was another key component of it, was to go online. We kind of have a joke in our office about carrying around a little black folder, which was our previous process to get items prepared for the board and authorized and reviewed. And we really wanted to get that online, but we also wanted to give the board member those options to be able to work remotely on any kind of device and get to your board materials and make notes on those. So that is also live. This is our second board meeting on that system, so we're very pleased with that. And in fact, there's a workshop following this session right here where there will be some training for all of you on how to use that technology. The next key component is our financial system and the ERP, and we came to the board for authorization to execute and move forward. We are down to 2 finalists. We are in the very final stages of picking one of those. We had presentation demonstrations from both those vendors, and now we're just looking at its integration with the line of business system and potentiality there, which I'll talk a little bit more about. So we're excited about that process moving right along. Line of business, I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. That's another big piece of the process. Excuse me. And lastly, the Unified Communications is a software we already have, which is Skype for Business, and we will be going out for an RFP very shortly for an implementer to implement that. And that will enhance our ability to do video conferencing, to communicate more remotely with other outside partners and each other, to do instant messaging, to put notification. We currently, our inspectors are out in the field, so it's important that we know where they are and when they're there. This will allow them to put their status electronically for monitoring and for their supervisors to be aware of. So some great technology there. Excuse me, this is a screenshot of the agenda management software. This is our side of the picture, so where we are gaining huge efficiencies with this technology is on our side, on preparing the board materials. This is an example of the shot that our clerk generally looks at and can manage all those items, can move them around, can change locations without having to manually do anything. We can approve all the items through workflow, all in the process. We never now have to print a single piece of paper. You all have this material electronically. You can print it if you would like, because a lot of us like that paper, but it is all available electronically, and the members of the public can print the whole packet as well or see it in a PDF format. So we're very excited about that, and that has saved us tremendous amount of time on our side of the shop when we prepare these materials. This is a very quick glance at the board view. So this is your online site to this software, and again, as I mentioned, you'll have some training on that following this meeting this morning. These are a couple of screenshots of our website evolution. The one on the top left is when we were first kind of live with the website, I believe. I don't have the date on that, but you can see it was sort of rudimentary, but it got the job done, and we're always trying to keep up with technology. It evolved into the lower right one, which is the one we've had for the last many years. A little bit busy, but again, provided the information we wanted. Where we're headed now is with this. This is where we are live now, much more interactive, and the vision is that this will integrate and make it much more feasible for customers to do business online and for residents to get information, and some of our sources to have information without having to submit public records request and some of those things that they have to do now. So focusing on the line of business, which is today's item, just a reminder that the whole reason for this, the focus is to increase efficiency in the district and reduce redundancy and automate many of the processes we do, increase the reliability of that data and our systems, and again, enhance customer service. We really want to make information available to the public and available to our residents and our customers and our sources, so they can understand where they are at any point in time. We're going to be integrating GIS into that, so we can see overlays and maps of different kinds of sources out there. Give a mobile option for our field staff. We have the technology, once we're web-enabled, to have devices, whether it's smartphones or surfaces, that our field staff can be much more productive, be out in the field, get the information in a timely manner they need to do their inspections and to do the permitting activities they do out in the field. Lastly, we wanted to integrate into the financial system, and so it's all connected, all speaking together. This is a look at our current structure. It's busy, and that is our current structure. I'm not going to go through the details, but if you see the yellow line, those are independent, separate databases for all the different types of work we do. There's additional ones, but these are some of the core ones. This is the vision that we will take all of those, or the majority of them, and integrate them into one database. And recently, with the proposal submitted by our ERP vendors, there's a potential opportunity, there's some possibility that we can actually integrate our line of business and our financial into the same system. We were very impressed with the 2 finalists for the finance system, and they appear to have additional functionality that can meet our needs on the line of business. So we're in the process of evaluating that along with another vendor that's submitted strictly for a line of business. So it's possible that we'll end up with this final construction or configuration of our system. So it's an exciting time for us. So today, we do believe that we will identify that solution in the next 30 to 60 days, and since the board does not reconvene until January, we are asking authority today that we can execute agreements up to $1.2 million for complete implementation of this line of business solution. So it's not only the technology, but the implementation services, the project management services, the training, where we'll be sending staff out for training to learn how to do this, both technical and users. Anything that's necessary, and post-production support of that system to make sure it's in, make sure it runs. I'm hopeful that we will come in well under that budget, but I want to make sure that we have the authority to be able to execute those agreements necessary. We are also evaluating a hosted solution, so that's why I have that in parentheses. We may not actually buy the software, we may actually go. A lot of people are going to the cloud. Some of these vendors have that capability, so we're in the final stages of evaluating that as well. So we want the authorization to either execute an agreement to purchase the software or to enter into an agreement for a hosted solution. So with that, I respectfully ask authorization to approve this resolution, and am happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much. I don't have any members of the public signed up to speak. Do board members have questions or comments? I don't see anyone. Mr. Guerra.
Thank you. Just a quick question. How many, are any of our finalists from the area, from the Sacramento area?
I don't think, I'm trying to think if computer works. Selena, our clerk over here, she works in our contracts as well. I'm trying to think of where they're from. I'm sorry, we can get back to you.
Yeah,
I know that the other company is not, one of the finalists is from Michigan. They came in to do the presentation. I believe this other company is in California, but they're in California, but I don't believe they're in our region, in the Sacramento region. They work a lot on the West Coast. I remember they had several clients in Washington. They spent a lot of time in Washington, very highly qualified firm, but I don't believe they're from our specific region, but they are from California.
I'll move the item. I just want to make sure that we're doing the outreach, and also I know there's a lot of firms that are slowly starting up and moving in Sacramento in that area, but this is just another opportunity where we can get that kind of industry also starting in our region, and but obviously we want the best contract and the best server, but I'll go ahead and move the item.
Great. Do I hear?
Second. There, whatever.
We have a second from Mr. Harris. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes. Thank you. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. Madam Clerk, I think that's it for our agenda.
Yes.
Any board members have comments? Hearing none.
We
Seeing
do
none.
have a closed session, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'll read
Yeah.
the closed session item.
Yes.
All right. I don't have any other members of the public signed up, so let's adjourn to closed session, and then we'll come in and adjourn the board.
Closed session is conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, review of litigation status in the following case filed by the district under Government Code Section 54956.9, subsection A, Hardesty Sand and Gravel.